Hey there, everybody. Cards and Dice TV. Tony Porter, 1964 New York Yankees replay. It's a 4-game set versus the Washington Nationals. I believe we're in, by this point, we are in, trying to check. Are we in, yep, this is May 2nd. We are into May already. And the Yankees have had a bunch of games that have been canceled because of weather. Because the Nats have 15 games played, whereas the Yankees only have 9 games played. So they went a week that really didn't play too much. And we started the game. It was a leadoff double by Zimmer, but then it was a 1-2-3 inning for Jim Bouton. It's Jim Bouton versus Claude Osteen, a righty versus a lefty. Osteen is the lefty. He was 15-13 with 3.33 ERA. Bouton had a 3.02 ERA, and he was 18-13. But it's going to be Kubek, Richardson, and Lopez. Kubek is short, Richardson is second, and then Lopez in left field. Cleanup today is Howard, the catcher. Tommy Tresh is in center field batting fifth. Sixth is Joe Pepitone. This is our Joe Pepitone replay. And Pedro Gonzalez, a right fielder, batting seventh. Cleve Boyer, third base, batting eighth. And Jim Bouton. Let's do that way you play payoff pitch baseball is you roll the 4 dice, 2d6, and you add those. That's going to be a total of a 7. That's going to be in play. So Kubek's going to put a ball in play, and that's going to be lifted to right field. Can of corn out there for the right fielder, King. 1 away. Next is Bobby Richardson. Nice thing about this game is it plays very quickly. Very straightforward. And it's a 6. That's a tough pitch. Let's see, versus a lefty. Let's see if you get what he will do with it. And nothing. He's going to just bounce it to the second baseman. And that is Blasingame, who throws out Richardson, 2 out. And here's Hector Lopez. Lopez, a right-handed hitter. Lopez versus lefties, batted .276. Not too bad. Had 4 home runs. And we're looking again on the left side of the column. That's a 7. That's in play. In play 10. That's going to be a ground ball and through for a base hit. Hector Lopez singles, 2-out single. He's on at first. Up to bat is Elston Howard. Claude Osteen to the belt. And it's a 10. That's in play 19. This may be a base hit. It is. And going to third is going to be Hector Lopez. With 2 outs, he should be at least a 6, and he is. We're going to have runners on the corners with 2 out here in the bottom of the first inning at Yankee Stadium. 1964 Yankees doing a replay using payoff pitch. I haven't seen payoff pitch on very much in the channel, so decided to play some of it. And here's Tommy Tresh, switch hitter, so he'll be batting from the right side. And that is a 9. A 9 is going to be in play. And a 54 versus a lefty is going to take us to the out range, and that's going to be grounded to the third baseman, who's going to go to second. And that retires the side. Yanks pick up a couple of hits, leave a couple, score none, go to the top of the second without a score. So I'll show you some hacks that I use in this game just to make things simple and keep it flowing. I like games that move along. It's going to be Dick Phillips. He's a lefty versus righties. He's about a .224. Not a big threat. That's a 10. That's a tough pitch, a tough 77. That's going to be a fly ball in the gap. After it is Tresh, and he tracks it down, so that's 1 down. Dick Phillips flies out. Kenny Hunt, a right-hander, .222 versus righties. That's going to be a 6, and that's in play, and the 68 takes us to the out range, and that's a fly lifted to shallow center. Racing in his Tresh and makes the catch. That's 2 down. Here is Brumley, Mike Brumley, a lefty versus righties, batted .250 with 2 home runs. So that's a 10, and that's going to be a tough 0-5. Strike 3, and Bouton gets him with a fastball. Still throwing fastballs in 64. Later on, he turns to the knuckleball, late 60s and early 70s. All right, bottom of the second is going to be Pepitone, Gonzalez, and Boyer against Claude Osteen. And here goes. And that is a 4 in play. In play 41 against the lefty, and that's going to take us to a pop-up infield. Shortstop, Eddie Brinkman. Infield for the Nationals, I don't know if you know any of these guys, but it's Phillips at first, Blasingame at second, Brinkman at short, third baseman is Don Zimmer, catcher is Brumley, and of course the pitcher is Osteen. And here's Pedro Gonzalez against lefties. Gonzalez batted .286. And that is a 7. It's an in-play 21, and that's going to be a base hit. So he slaps one to the opposite field. Played over there by King, gets it into the second baseman Blasingame, excuse me, and runner on first, 1 out, Cleve Boyer. Cleve Boyer's a right-handed hitter. And that's a 7. We're looking at an in-play ball that's put into play, a 92, and that is a fly ball left field. Cruising under it is Hinton, 2 down. And here's a pitcher, Jim Bouton. He is a pitcher hitting card 5, so we're looking on the left side. And that is a 9. That's going to be in play 82, and that will be a grounder short. Go to short. He's going to flip it to the second baseman. And that retires the side, no runs. 1 hit, we go top of the third. No score. It's going to be Bouton versus Eddie Brinkman, Osteen, and then Zimmer leading off. And that is a 6 and an 06. That's in play. And that's going to be a drive in the gap. And that will reach the wall, bouncing off the wall and away from the center fielder, Tresh. And Brinkman hustling around second, headed for third. The relay from Richardson, the tag at third base, not in time. So it's a leadoff triple by Brinkman. We'll double check that. It's a 6 in play, a 0-6 against a righty, and that is a triple. Brinkman with a triple. He hit 2 triples off righties, 1 triple off lefties. He had 3 triples. So he's on at third base now. We're going to bring the infield in. And here's Jim Bouton against the pitcher. Claude Osteen bat is on the right side. He's a 6. That's a 10. A 10 is a tough pitch, and an 81 should be strike 3, and he gets some swinging. So Osteen trying to make contact fails to hit Bouton with a runner on third. Still the infield's in. And it's going to be Don Zimmer. And that is a 7. A 7 is a tough pitch by Bouton, a 78. Tough pitch, a 78 is a strikeout. So he strikes out Zimmer, who chases the ball outside the strike zone. That's 2 down. And here's Don Blasingame. The runner on third. Infield goes back to regular depth. Lefty hitter. Let's see what happens. That's a 7. 7 is a tough pitch, a 57. And that is a fly ball, shallow left field. Racing in is Lopez, and the Nats, they leave a man at third base. Had a man at third base, nobody out, failed to capitalize on that. So we go bottom of the third. It's going to be Claude Osteen versus the top of the order, Kubek, Richardson, and Lopez. Playing payoff pitch baseball. Easy game, super easy game to play. Easy to read cards. Very good deal. That's going to be a defense. Now, this is a little hack that I use to play defense. The first thing I'm going to do is I could just look at the number right there, 35, and I look at Yankee Stadium. So I'm going to have to pull a card right now and see. Range, second baseman. Richardson's probably a 3, and I will double check that. But 35 on range, it will be a base hit. So let's see if Richardson's a 3. Most guys, I feel, are hold on a second. We're in the bottom of the inning. So, yeah, we're in the bottom of the inning. So we're looking at Blasingame. So the ground ball at the Blasingame. And he is a 3. No, he's a C. Well, that's what I meant. Not 3, but C. Yeah. So he is a C. So it's going to be a base hit for Kubek to start the inning. He's on at first. We're not bunting right now. It's a little bit early, but I will check for a stolen base. It's in case I roll a snake eyes. I will keep that in mind. Richardson. And I do not roll the snake eyes. It is going to be 5 off Osteen. That's a tough pitch. A tough 23 should be a strikeout. No, not against a lefty on Richardson's card. Richardson, well, it's going to be a ball that's pulled down the line into left field corner. And we're going to look and see what happens with that. It's going to be a double, and they're going to hold up Kubek with nobody out. They're going to hold Kubek at third base. So we got runners on second and third now. That's going to be a 5, a tough pitch, but Richardson's able to get around on it and pulls it down the line into left field corner for a double. And it's a double right there off tough. All right, so second and third, here's Hector Lopez. The infield's going to be in. You know what? We're going to walk Lopez, load the bases. Maybe we get a double play. So we're going to play halfway now. Give up a run. It's okay. Here's a pitch to Elston Howard. That's going to be a 7 and a 49. A 7 in play. A 49 may do it. Let's see what happens. A 49 is going to be, it's going to be a ground ball to first. Now we can use that 7. And it's going to be, just missed it. They didn't get the ball, throw to first, not in time. It's going to be a 3-6 fielder's choice. The run's going to score on that. 3-6 fielder's choice. They tried for double play, but just missed it. I'm going to use that last number right there. That's 7. Run is score, so it's going to be an RBI there for Howard. 1-0 Yankees, and that puts runners on first and third. Again, trying to prevent that big inning early in the game versus trying to bring the infield in. So it's going to be Tommy Tresh against Claude Osteen, switch hitter batting from the right side. Runners on first and third. You got Howard at first. You got Richardson at third. 1964. Where were you in 1964? Oh, that's going to be 00. So that's going to take us to the rare play chart on that. Usually, let's see what that's going to become here. Got a lot of charts from all different games all over the place, but I got it. I know where my stuff is, more or less. All right, let's see. It's going to be with runners on base. We will pull a card, pull a number. It's a 10. It's going to be a hard grounder to third base. Touches third base, throws to second for the force. A or B is a triple play. There's already one out. So it's going to be first and third. If runner on second, there's no runner on second, so touches third base, throws to second, so he's going to get a force. You know what? I'm going to call it a double play. It's going to be a 5-4-3 double play, and that ends the inning. So it's Yanks pick up a run. It's a ground ball hit right at the third baseman, Zimmer, who fires to second, back to first, scooped out by Phillips. And Yanks pick up a run on a couple of hits, and they leave a couple there. All right, they leave one, I think, because of the double play. We'll go top of the fourth now. Had a potential to be a triple play. So if it's a triple, it's got the potential to be a triple play. Then you can say, well, then it could have been a double play. That's how I'm seeing it. And I am the commissioner, so just stay there, Sports Time Machine. How are you, brother? That's for sure. And that is a 10. So Jim Bouton is a tough pitch to Chuck Hinton here in the top of the fourth, 1-0 Yankees. And it's a tough pitch, a tough 47. And that's going to be line base hit, left center field, cut off over there by the left fielder, Hector Lopez. He gets it into shortstop, Tony Kubek at shortstop. And Hinton's on at first. We're going to check his steal rating. It's a 3C, so we're going to keep an eye, look out for that 3. If we roll a 3, then he'll be going. That's how I play that. That's a 7, so we're off Bouton. That's, again, a tough pitch and an 83. It's going to take us to the out chart, and that is going to be a ground ball, second base. Will that be a double play? No, it's going to be a fielder's choice. They don't get to throw off the first as Hinton goes in hard. break up the potential throw to first. And here's Dick Phillips. He's a lefty hitter. He's 0 for 1. He flied out in the second inning. And here's Bouton. And Patient 92. And that's going to take us to the fly ball right field. Backing up a couple of steps is Pedro Gonzalez. He makes the catch, 2 down. Back to first goes Jay King. Now, Jay King could potentially steal a base. Let's see. I don't know. Let's find out. He is a 2B, so he has a good chance, but I don't know that he's going to actually take off here. Let's see what happens. That's a 9. That's in play. And in play 26, and against a righty, that's going to be a base hit. And I believe King, if he's a 6 with 2 outs, will go to third automatically. A lot of abstractions in this game. It makes it flow very quickly, so you can get the fun of the game without, struggling for hours. So that's a nice thing about this game. Mike Brumley's a lefty hitter. He struck out in the second inning. In 64, this is 1964, he batted .250 versus right-handers. Jim Bouton checks the sign to the belt. Here's a pitch, and that is a 7 and a 49. That's a tough pitch, a 49. It's going to take us to the out range, and that's chopped to the third baseman, who comes crashing in barehands. It fires the first, low throw, scooped out by Pepitone. Pepitone is on his way to win 3 Gold Gloves. So that's going to be a 5-3 put out. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Pepitone will win 3 Gold Gloves. This is my Pepitone replay. Not doing poorly. Batting about .250. He's got 3 home runs, I think, for the season. We're in the 10th game. It's a 4-game set versus the Nats. And Pepitone is leading off. Nice scoop at first base. He's a left-handed hitter. Batted versus lefties, batted .269, 7 home runs. That's an 8. That's going to be a patient 96. And against a lefty, that's going to be a fly ball deep right field. Back goes the right fielder to the track is King, and he hauls it in one way. Next is Pedro Gonzalez. And Claude Osteen from the wind. Tough pitch, and the 21 is a swing and a miss, and he goes down on strikes. 2 down. Cleve Boyer flied out to left. Here's Osteen with a 7 in play and a 20. That's going to be a base hit. Claude Osteen hits one hard up the middle and into center field, so he's on at first. And here comes Jim Bouton, who's a 5. Pitcher hitting cards. We're reading off the left side of the card. And that is a 10 in play 32. Oh, that could be a potential wild pitch, but it isn't. And a 32, what do we say? It was in play 5-32, and that is going to be a comebacker to Osteen. Picks it up over to first, and that retires the side. No runs. 1 hit, 1 left. Top of the 5th, 1-0 Yanks. Jim Bouton has got it going today. Let's see if he can keep it going. So far, he's given up 4 hits, no walks, though. Got 3 strikeouts in 4 innings. And here we're going to see Eddie Brinkman, the shortstop, versus righties batted .219. Then Osteen and Don Zimmer. That's right, Don Zimmer. He was flung by Pedro Martinez in that Yankees-Red Sox brawl. That's a 7, and that's a tough pitch, a tough 78 against a righty, and that's going to take us to the out range, and that is a fly to center field. Right there is Tommy Tresh. Squeezes it for the out. And pitcher hitting card 6, so it's the right side. And that is a 6, which is in play 0-8. In play 0-8, and that's going to be a base hit. Little ground ball, and squirts through the infield. We're on first. Osteen is on first. And here comes Don Zimmer. That's the 5th hit allowed by Bouton. And here's a pitch. That's a 10. It's a tough pitch. And a 23. Tough 23 is a swing and a miss. And Bouton gets Zimmer with the fastball. Still throwing fastballs back when he was 25 years old and 64. Bouton eventually, late 60s, early 70s, goes to the knuckleball. Don Blasingame was 0 for 2. He's flat out twice. Once to right, once to left. He's missing center field now. left-handed hitter against righties, batted 271 with one home run. Not a lot of power. That's a 7. That's a tough pitch. A tough pitch of 57, and that is a fly ball. Line to left field, but right there is the left fielder, Hector Lopez. And that retires the side. 4.5. And 1-0 Yanks. Bottom of the 5th. Claude Osteen facing Kubek, Richardson, and Lopez. Kubek versus lefties, batted 231. Had one home run. We're playing payoff pitch baseball. Pretty basic game, straightforward. That's a tough pitch. And a 32, what will he do with it? He strikes out, swings and misses through it. Curveball by Claude Osteen, big curve. Looked like it was dropping from the sky. And that mystified, baffled Kubek. Kubek heads back to the bench, looks back at Osteen. Osteen looks for the sign against Richardson. Richardson bats from the right side. That's 242 versus lefties. Here's a pitch, and that's a 7. A 7 is in play. 23 is going to be line base hit. And that is the second hit of the game for Bobby Richardson. Bobby Richardson will steal on a 2. So if you roll a 2, he will be going. Otherwise, Hector Lopez, not a hit-and-run kind of guy. He's got pretty high strikeouts. So here's a pitch from Osteen. That's a 6 is a tough, a 67 against a lefty. Ooh, just missed a base hit. That's going to be a ground ball second base. That 6, will it turn into a double play? And it's a, what did I say it was? A 67. Is a 4.63. They turn it. 4.63 double play. That goes from Blasingame to Brinkman, and then the throw to first, Phillips. And that ends the inning. None left. And we go to the top of the 6th inning. Jim Bouton versus Hinton. Chuck Hinton batted 263. Not a bad season. Batted about 280. Thing about payoff pitch, I don't know if you can see that, it doesn't give you the total. It gives you against lefties and righties. Doesn't give you the total, so that's okay. I mean, you can kind of figure it out. He batted 260 against one, 300 against another. Probably batted about 278, 276, something like that. You can figure it out that way. A little bit of mental math, guessing math. Here's Hinton, top of the 6th, 1-0 Yanks. And it's going to be an 8. An 8 is a patient 41, and that is going to be line base hit. Left center field, cut off by Lopez. Gets it into shortstop Kubek. And Hinton, who will steal on a 3 or less. Here's King. Top of the 6th. By this point, I start bunting, and he is an F bunter, so I will not bunt with him. He's not a guy they bunted with. So I will look for that. Nope, don't get the steal. It's a 7. That's a tough pitch. A tough 62. What will that become? That will become a ground ball to short. Will this turn into a double play? No, it's going to be a 6-4 fielder's choice. So King is on now, and he's a 2 for a stolen base. Still no bunt there. Dick Phillips is an F as well. Is he good at hit and run? Not really. Go away against a righty. He can hit and run. Let's try hit and run here. And usually I don't have to look at the chart for this. We'll see what happens. And that is a 9. That's in play. And in play 89. And that's going to be a ground ball second base. No chance for a fielder's choice or a double play on that. So it'll be a 4-3 because we had the hit and run on. So that puts the tying run at second base. And here comes Kenny Hunt. Kenny Hunt is 1 for 2. He lined a single in the top of the 4th. We're at the top of the 6th here with the tying run, Jay King at second base, 2 outs. Jim Bouton checks the sign. And from the belt, that is an 11. That's going to be a wheelhouse. That's going to be trouble. Wheelhouse against righty, 0-9, and that's a drive over the center field head, and that's going to hit off the base of the wall. Coming around to score, the game is now tied as King heading for second base, and the slide and the tag, and he is safe with an RBI double here in the top of the 6th. And that is Ken Hunt. Comes up huge. Clutch Hunt. And he drives in number 4, the cleanup hitter. And Bouton Just gave up the tying run there. Here comes the lefty Mike Brumley, at 250 versus righties. So the Nats have a chance to take a lead here. The Yanks did go to the World Series in 1964. Here's a pitch, and that's going to be a 9. 9 is in play, and 11 is going to be another base hit, and it will be. And with 2 out, if Hunt is a 6 or better, he will score automatically and around to score, and the ball is cut off. So the Nats have taken a 2-1 lead. RBI for Brumley. So all this came after 2 outs. A double and a single puts the Nats up by a score of 2-1 here in the top of the 6th. Eddie Brinkman's up next with a runner on first. Here's a pitch from Bouton. Let's see if Bouton can get out of this. This is a ballpark 36. He's a righty, and it goes up to 26. Yankee Stadium is not friendly to right-handed batters, but it does fall in with the ballpark, the wheelhouse range. So we're going to roll on a wheelhouse, and then Brinkman has a little pop. 1-16 home run, 17-20 double, 21 triple, and all the way to 38. So let's see what we're going to roll here. And here goes. 93. That's going to be a fly ball in the gap. After it is Lopez, and Lopez runs it down to retire the side. So the Nats pick up a couple of runs on 3 hits here in the 6th. They finally got to Bouton. So we're going to keep a close eye on Bouton. He can go till 8 or complete 8, or actually when he gets to 8, he becomes fatigued. Osteen can go 8 as well, and he becomes fatigued in the 8th inning. And I use fatigue cards with no problem. I try to push my starters to go. And it's going to be Howard, Tresh, and Pepitone here in the bottom of the 6th. The question is, in the 2-1 game, can the Yanks come back? All right, let's do this. Claude Osteen against Elston Howard. Elston Howard's 1 for 2 today, singled in the first. That's a 7. That's going to be in play 43 against a lefty, and that's going to take us to the little nubber in front of the plate, and Osteen jumps off the mound and gets on that, fires to first, and in time to get Howard. 1 down. So Osteen, cat-like reflexes off the mound there on a ball that was halfway between the catcher and the pitcher, and it was Osteen who decided to go for it. And here's the pitch to Tommy Tresh. Tresh today's 0 for 2. He grounds into a double play and into a fielder's choice. That's a 6. That's a tough pitch. A tough 23 is a swing and a miss. And Tresh goes down on strikes. It's another K for 3rd K of the day for Claude Osteen. Here's Joe Pepitone. One of my favorite players. Read that book. Joe, you could have made us proud. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. The Yanks are down 2-1. Here's the pitch from Osteen. That's a 7. A 7 is an in-play 80. And an in-play 80 will be a fly ball to center field. Can of corn for the center fielder Hunt, and that retires the side. So after 6 complete, it's 2-1. Washington Nationals. Jim Bouton is going to face the pitcher here in the top of the 7th inning. He's a 6, so he hits from the right side, and that's going to be a 9, which is in play 86. And that is a chopper to the shortstop who waits back. Kubek now charges and gets Osteen. 1 down. Don Zimmer steps to the plate. He led off the game with a double, but then struck out twice. So he's had a hot and cold day. See what happens here. And here's the pitch from Bouton. That's a 7 and an 83. It's a tough 83, and that is a little nubber, and that is charged by the 3rd baseman. The throw to first is high, not in time. I don't know. Will that be an error, a base hit? We're going to see. So Zimmer's on at first now. We're waiting to see what the scorekeeper has to say, and it looks like it's going to be an area hit. He's going to get a hit. The scorekeeper says hit. Tough play for the 3rd baseman, Cleve Boyer, who just missed getting him at first base. Here's Blassingame. Blassingame's 0 for 3. He's flied out. He lined out once and flied out a couple times. Zimmer runs on a 2, but he's not a base stealer at all. But let's see what happens. And he's good at the hit and run. So let's try hit and run. See what happens. All right, that's a 7. So that's going to be a tough 90, and that is a ground ball to second base. So that will put the runner on second. There's no chance for Richardson to go to get the fourth. So he's going to throw it to first, and that moves Zimmer to second. And here's Chuck Hinton. Hinton singled twice. He's 2 for 3 today. Should we walk him and face Jay King, who's 0 for 3? Why not? We're going to walk him, and we're going to face Jay King. Hinton bats 263 versus Jay King 242, but Jim King is 0 for 3 today, so we're gonna pitch to him. We're keeping Boughton in there. So here goes. See what happens, and that is a 10. A 10 is going to be a tough pitch, a tough 45, and that is a base hit. Oh no! And Zimmer was probably going to score. I believe he's a 6, and he will come around to score. And Hinton will go to third. So third run of the game for the Nats, and they got 2 outs with runners on first and third. Now RBI single by King, who was 0 for 3 up to that point. And it's Dick Phillips. Dick Phillips is flying out a couple of times and grounded his second. So we're hoping Boughton. We got some movement in the Yankee bullpen now. Who's out there? Looks like it's going to be Stafford and Reneth in the Yankee bullpen. And it's Dick Phillips. Dick Phillips versus right. He's about a 224. So hopefully Boughton can get him out. And that is going to be a 7, which you get. Oh, a tough pitch, a tough 62. And that is a ground ball to short. Flips to second for the force, and that retires the side. But again, the Nats score another run, making 3-1 here in the bottom of the second. It is the 7th inning stretch. All right. It's going to be Pedro Gonzalez leading it off against Osteen. Gonzalez, Boyer, and the pitcher. We may see a pinch hitter. I don't know. In a 3-1 game, we'll see what happens. Although Boughton, it seems like he's tiring at this point because he had easy. He coasted 5 innings, and then the 6th and the 7th they started to get to him a little bit. Got 3 hits in the 6th and 2 hits in the 7th, so we may pull him and bring in a pinch hitter. If we bring in a pinch hitter, we'll probably see Blanchard or Mantle. See what happens here. And that is a 7 and a 60. So a 7 is in play and a 60 against a lefty, and that is going to be a fly ball to right field. 1 out. Cleve Boyer is next. Osteen winds and deals. That's a 4. That's in play, a 0-4, and that's going to be a drive. Base hit's going to get by the outfielders, and it's going to roll to the wall. Cleve Boyer digging for third. Here's a relay from Blasingame. The tag by Zimmer, and he is safe under the tag with a 1-out triple. So here comes pinch hitter. They're going to call on Mickey Mantle. Yes, sir. So Boughton's out, and here comes Mantle. So Mickey Mantle, he's a switch hitter bag from the right side against Claude Osteen. Not really, doesn't hit very well against from the well, actually hits very well. He hits lefties very well. A 424 clip. And then we're going to bring in a guy named Bill Stafford. He's going to pitch. So we got that happening. And let's do this. We'll run around third. In this situation, they are going to play back. We're going to play back, allow the run to score. We have a 3-1 lead. The Nats do. And I write bottom of the 7th next to the pinch hitter, so I know that when he came in. So Mantle's going to hit against Osteen. And Osteen checks the sign to the belt, and that is a 4. That's an in play 66 against a lefty. That's beyond the range. It's going to be a ground ball second base. Run's going to score, so it's an RBI for Mantle. 2 down now, nobody on. It's 3-2 the score. Here is Tony Kubek leading off the the top of the lineup turned over, and it's Kubek with 2 outs, nobody on. Pitch from Osteen. That's going to be a 9 in play 90. And that's a grounded to second base again. Blasting game. Throws out Kubek. And that retires the side. But the Yanks pick up a run. They bring it to within 1 on a triple and a ground ball. 3-2 now. And here is going to be Stafford. And he will be facing Bill Stafford. Bill Stafford had a 267 ERA, was 5-0. Pitched in 31 games. He will be facing Hunt, Brumley, and Brinkman here in the top of the 8th inning, a 3-2 ball game. That's why I like playing these older seasons. You got a lot of close games. That's going to be a 5 in play 12, and that's line base hit up the middle. And it's going to go beyond. It's going to be cut off quickly, but Hunt is going to try for second. Here's the throw, and safe at second base. A hustling double. It looked like it was a single, but it was kind of misplayed a little bit by the center fielder, who took a little bit of an awkward approach to that ball, and Hunt read something about that, and he got a double out of it. So that's it was a 5, which is in play 12. Against a righty will be a double. Holy smokes. A lot of doubles, seems, but not really. He had 4 doubles and 90 at bats. All right, Mike Brumley with a runner at second base. We are going to bunt. He's an A bunter. This is how I do it, a little hack. He's an A bunter. He squares the pitch from Stafford. And it's going to be it's bunted to the first baseman Pepitone. And that moves the runner to third. So it's a 3 sacrifice. Tags the runner. And here's Eddie Brinkman. Infield's going to come in for the Yanks. Don't want to give up any more runs. They are down 3-2 by a run here in the top of the 8th. 1 out. Runner on third. And here's a pitch to Brinkman from Stafford. And that is a 7. A 7 is a tough pitch. A 65 against Brinkman. He's a righty. A 65. Oh, just missed being hit. Just missed being a hit. That's going to be a ground ball. Second base. With the infield in, we've got to pull a chart for this. So we're going to have to look at a chart. Infield in. If bases are not loaded, and they're not, so we're going to look down here. And we're going to roll the 2d6 on 2d6. We're going to roll that. And it's going to be an 8, and it's going to be a runner on third is out at home. So they're going to throw to the plate. There goes Hunt trying to score, and the throw from second base, the tag by Howard, and he is out of there. So a fielder's choice, 4-2. Great play by the Yankee defense. And Brinkman is on at first. And here's going to be pitcher hitting card. And we're going to let Osteen bat here. And that is a 9. So that's going to be in play 45. And that is a grounded third. Up with it is Boyer, fires the first, and in time to retire the side. So no runs on 1 hit and 1 left. And we move to the bottom of the 8th. Claude Osteen has only given up 2 runs, so he still has his regular endurance. So you don't have to worry about anything there. I do like to protect the pitchers, since I do handle them every inning multiple times. And I don't see my Ultra Pro card protectors anywhere. Usually have them around here somewhere. And I don't see them anywhere right now. So I'm not going to freak out over that. But I do like to use a sleeve, an Ultra Pro baseball card sleeve for the pitchers that I kind of handle a lot as the game goes on. So I don't see it right now, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to move forward. I do have my Stratomatic set, but I don't have the standard baseball card set. I don't know why. I don't have it, but I don't have it. It's all right. All right, so it's Claude Osteen. He's going to face Bobby Richardson, Hector Lopez, and Elston Howard. Let's do this. We're in the bottom of the eighth, a 3-2 ball game, 1964. This is May 2nd. Where were you May 2nd, 1964? You may not have been born yet, but we are playing payoff pitch baseball. That's going to be a pitch that Bobby Richardson puts into play, and a 29 against a lefty, and that's going to just miss being a base hit. It's going to be a pop-up. And it's the catcher, flips the mask away, and Brumley has one out. Here's Hector Lopez now. Hector Lopez is 1 for 2 today with an intentional walk and a double play. It's a 7. In play, 20, and that is going to be line. Base hit, center field, played on a hop by the center fielder, Hunt. So Lopez is on, and he is not a stealer at all. I don't even know how to read that without a number. It just says D. I don't know. I guess he's a 1 and a 1, but he won't be going here. That's for sure. Here's Elston Howard. Pitch from Osteen. That's an 8 and a 37. An 8 is a patient. A 37 is a base on balls. So we got first and second. One out. So the Yanks have something going here. Well, can they tie this ball game up? They're down by 1 run here in the bottom of the eighth, 3-2. Osteen, a lefty, against Tommy Tresh, the switch hitter. Batting from the right side. Tresh is 0 for 3 today. He fit into a fielder's choice. A double play and then struck out in the sixth. So can he be clutch here with first and second and 1 out? We don't know. We'll see what happens. Here's the pitch from Osteen. And there is some movement in the bullpen. That's a 9. That's an in play 61. See what that's going to become. And it's going to be a 61. That's a fly ball to right. And we're not going to advance. We don't want to make the third out at third base. So we're going to, regardless if it's a deep fly ball or not. You know what? I'll check to see what kind of fly ball it is. It is a deep fly ball. And the right fielder is King. Let's see what kind of arm King has. He has a 6 arm, and Lopez, he'd only be thrown out on 11 or 12. But I don't know. You're in scoring position. It's a close game, so you don't want to mess around. Lopez's speed is a 6, though only on a 6 under my home brews, it would be both the fielder arm and the runner are 6s. So only on a 6 will you check the choice chart. Anything less than a 6, he will be safe. Anything more than a 6 up to 11 or 12, he would hold. And that's how I played. On 11 or 12, he would be out. I don't want to do all that, so I'm not going to worry about it, but I didn't want to mention it. So here's the reason for my replay. Joe Pepitone. So see if he can come up big here. He's 0 for 3 today. He's popped up and flied out a couple times. 2 outs. Lefty on lefty. Osteen checks the sign to the belt. Pitch to Pepitone. 2 out, 2 on. And that is a 4. A 4 is in play. And a 95 is going to be a deep drive to right center field. And on the run is King. And he tracks it down to end the inning. Got a good read on that ball right off the bat. No runs, 1 hit. No runs, 1 hit, and none left. And Osteen's still in there, and we go to the top of the 9th inning. It's going to be Stafford against the top of the order. Zimmer blasting game in Hinton. Let's get going with this game. 3-2 Nats. They look like they're in good shape. That's an 11. That's ballpark 0-7. From a righty, that's going to put us into the wheelhouse, and we're going to roll. And a 1-51. Zimmer had some power. Hit 12 home runs in about 325 at bats. And what do we roll? A 95. So the Yanks got really lucky there. And that's going to be a deep drive left field. Back goes Lopez to the track, and he hauls it in. Wind must be blowing in, but Zon Zimmer just missed driving one out of the ballpark there. Holy smokes, they rolled a 95. Up to 51 would have been a home run. Here's Blasting Game now. Blasting Game's 0 for 4. Flied out 3 times, lined out, and grounded out. And that's a snake, guys. That's Wheelhouse, and a Wheelhouse 78 again. Takes us to a fly ball to deep center field. To the monuments goes Tresh, and he hauls it in, 2 down. And here's Hinton. Hinton, right-handed batter. That is a 10. A 10 is in play, and a 22 is going to be line base hit for Hinton. Base knock for Hinton with 2 outs. And here's King, Jim King, who's 1 for 4 today. Pitch from Stafford. And that's a 6 and a 29. That's a patient. A 29 is going to be a base on balls. So first and second with 2 out. And here's Dick Phillips. He's a lefty. And who we got real quick? Let me see, just to change it up a bit here. They brought Reniff as well. So he went 7 and then 1.2. Let's see if Reniff is a lefty. I don't know. No, he's a righty. How about Daly? Daly's a lefty. Bud Daly's coming in to face Dick Phillips. So it was top of the 8th for Stafford and top of the 9th for Daly. Bud Daly against Bud Daly for Stafford to face Dick Phillips, lefty on lefty. And we could pinch hit for the Nats. See if we have another first baseman. Where are the Nats? Here they are. See if we have another first baseman there. Joe Cunningham. I don't know if he's on my. The problem is I don't know this team that well. Well, I'll tell you who they used here to pinch hit. They used Skowron, Gautier, Kennedy, and Valentine. Let's look at those guys. So Fred Valentine cannot play first base, but he's a switch hitter. Kennedy cannot. He's an infielder. And he's good against lefties. Holy smokes. He was actually a starter. Let's see the other players. We got Skowron and Kennedy. Skowron. He's a first baseman. He also is around. He hits lefties pretty good with some power. And Chuck Gautier doesn't do anything. All right, so it's between Kennedy and Skowron. They both hit lefties really well. I am going to roll to see who we're going to bring in to hit. They both hit in this game. So evens, it's odd. It is Skowron, and it's an odd. So here comes Bill Skowron to pinch hit, and he'll stay in to play first base. Top 9. All right, here goes. Here's the pitch from Daly. Daly had a 4.63 ERA in 13 games. And that is a 10. A 10 is going to be a patient 96 against a lefty. And that is going to be a fly to left field, and that ends the inning. Right there is Lopez, no runs, 1 hit, 2 left. And we go to bottom of the 9th. Last licks for the Yankees. Osteen's going for a complete game. Osteen had 13 complete games. He completed 1/3 of all his games. Here's Pedro Gonzalez. Pitch from Osteen. That's an 11. That's ballpark 30. And he's a right-hander in Yankee Stadium. That works out to in play up to 33. Let's see if we can get that. And we got a 47. That's going to be a ground ball to the first baseman. That is Skowron, who just came in. Here's Clete Boyer, 1 down. The Yanks are down to the last 2 outs in this game. 1964, 3-2 Nats. That's a 6 and a 50. That's tough, and a 50 is a strikeout. No, it's not a strikeout because he's a lefty, and it's going to be a ground ball to third. And up with it is Zimmer. And in time to get Boyer, we're going to get a pinch hitter. It's going to be Blanchard. Johnny Blanchard's coming in, pinch hit. He actually pinch hit in this game as well. I try to use the guys that they actually used, and then I go from there. So Johnny Blanchard swings from the left side against a lefty. He batted .333. Had a some hits in 15 at bats. So Johnny Blanchard versus Claude Osteen with 2 out in the bottom of the 9th inning. Nats are up 3-2. There's a pitch. Oh, that's a 98 on a 7. That's a fly ball to right field, and this is going to be the ball game. And that's it, folks. No runs, no hits. Final score 3-2 Nats. Win goes to Osteen. Loss goes to Boughton. And the hits for the Nats: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hits. No errors in this game that I can remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the Yankees. 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 hits for the Yankees. So it's 3 runs, 12 hits, and no errors for the Washington Nationals. 2 runs, 9 hits, and no errors for the Yankees. And we go to game 11. That will be next. Yanks record now is going to be 6-4, whereas the Nats go to 7-9. And that's about it. This is Cards and Dice TV. This is Tony Porter. You watched our 1964 Joe Pepitone replay, or at least one game of it. And I'll see you guys soon. Hey, John Weiss and Thundercharge Sports. Hello, guys. Yeah, this score sheet is a Replay Baseball score sheet. You can just pull it up for free. You go to the Replay Baseball site, and you kind of have to look for free stuff, and you have to kind of go carefully. I like it because it shows you the field, and I kind of like that. Sometimes what I do is I write the names of the players in there just to, I don't know, just to vary it. And John Weiss, I wasn't a spark in my parents' eyes in 1964. My brother was born in 1964. I was born in 1966. Yeah, I was 1 year old in '64, so I didn't know anything about baseball. I just knew my crib at that point. But this is our '64 replay, and I got 2 more games. I want to play the series, so I will play a couple more games tomorrow. I'm a little bit beat right now. Get something to drink and just go relax and maybe catch a movie. This is Tony Porter. Thanks for stopping by. Sports Time Machine. John Weiss, Turbocharged Sports. And I will see you guys soon. Take care. Try some Payoff Pitch. It's a fun game. Easy to play. Very affordable. You can get the PDF for pennies and print out a couple of teams and try it out. Take care now.